In this video, we're going to solve equations with x or another variable on both sides. So I'll start with an easy one where we've got only positive numbers. And again, if you've watched the other videos, I'm going to show all my working on the right hand side. So first thing I do is I identify that I've got quantities of x's and numbers on both the left and the right side. I always deal with the x's first, or whatever letter it is that's in there, and I look for the smaller quantity. So 2x is smaller than 3x, so I'm going to start with 2x and I'm going to take it over the other side, which means I'm going to do the inverse. So I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides, leaving me with x plus 6 and then just 18 on the right. Then I'm going to subtract 6, so that's the inverse of plus, take it over the other side. I'm also going to take 6 from this side, so I'm taking 6 from both sides, leaving me with x equals 12. Now you need to check that that's the solution by substituting x equals 12 into the original equation. So sub x equals 12 in, you get 3 times 12 plus 6 equals 2 times 12 plus 18. So 3 12s are 36 plus the 6, 2 12s are 24 plus the 18, 42 equals 42. So the left hand side equals the right hand side, so it's checked, it's correct. Okay, the next example I'm going to do involves a negative. Okay, so I'm looking at both sides and I'm trying to find the smaller quantity of the x. So here it's 3x, so I'm going to do the inverse of this. So I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. So on the left, that leaves me with 2x minus 8, and on the right, I'm just left with 12 because I've subtracted this. Now I'm going to look at the numbers. So on this side I've got minus 8, so I'm going to take that, so I'm going to add, do the opposite, add 8 to both sides, so I'm adding it to this as well, leaving me with 2x equals 20. Final step is 2 is multiplying by x, so I'm going to divide by 2, leaving me with x equals 20 divided by 2, so x equals 10. So you can see I'm now going to check by subbing in x equals 10 to check that the left hand side equals the right hand side. So by subbing in 10, I get on the left 5 times 10 is 50. Minus 8, and 3 times 10 is 30, plus the 12, so 42 equals 42, so the left-hand side equals the right-hand side. Okay, the next example I'm going to do involves a negative quantity of x. Okay, so here on the right you can see this is negative 2x and this is 3x. Still look for the smaller number, even though it's negative, we know that it's smaller than that, so I'm going to add 2x to both sides. So by doing that I'm left with 5x on the left plus 11 and just 6 on the right, because I've added the 2x and that's disappeared. The next thing I'm going to do is look at the numbers. So I'm going to subtract 11 from both sides, leaving me with 5x equals negative 5. You can see the 5 is multiplying by the x, so the next step I'm going to do is divide by 5, leaving me with x equals negative 5 over 5, so x equals negative 1. Again, you should check by subbing into the original equation that it works. So I'm going to sub minus 1 into the original equation, and I get negative 3 plus 11 equals 6. Minus 2 times minus 1 is plus 2. 8 equals 8, so you can see the left-hand side equals the right-hand side. Okay, finally I'm going to do an example that involves brackets. Okay, because there are brackets on both sides, I'm actually going to expand the brackets. So expanding gives me 3x plus 6 equals 2x plus 14, and then I have this plus 4 as well. I can simplify the right-hand side because I've got numbers that both can be added together. So I'm left with 3x plus 6 on the left and 2x plus 18 on the right. I can now start solving. So again, I pick the smaller quantity of x. I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides, leave me with x plus 6 equals 18, and then finally subtract 6 from both sides, leave me with x equals 12. And again, I can verify that. If I verify in here, 12 plus 2 is 14, times 3 is 42, and in here I've got 12 plus 7, 19, times 2, 38, plus the 4 is 42. So it works.